Well, here's Sal and Richard carrying on about Artie and me. And
I've been a little gun-shy coming on the wrap-up show. I haven't come on in 2 weeks because I feel like every time I say something, Gary always disagrees with me. If I say the sky is blue, he'll go, no, it's not. It's orange, asshole. That's how I feel, but I think I'm overreacting. I spoke to Gary.
I disagree with you on stuff in general. It's not just in
That's
here.
True.
No, but I'm not like bullshitting you. When we're out there and I talk to you, I'll say to you, Sal, I disagree with you, or I think you're wrong on that, and you don't get mad at me out there.
No, I'm not. But I'm not even mad. Even on here, I just decided not even to come on, because I'm not mad at you. I'm like, you know what? Sometimes it's just tough for me to get my point across with Gary. But we do feel, Richard and I feel that when Artie's in here, you have a tendency to really lean on him and coddle him.
What do you mean by coddle him?
90% of the time, no matter how crazy or whatever Artie's saying, you always seem to agree with what he's saying. Like if Artie's arguing with high-pitched Mike, you're definitely going to side with Artie. Like, if Artie's arguing with somebody, you always side with Artie, no matter what the argument is.
But see, I think it's weird that that's how you interpret it. What if I just happen to think like Artie? What if Artie happens to think like me?
And Artie,
is that possible?
And Artie also said that, when they were fighting, Gary and Artie were going back and forth a couple weeks ago, he made a joke about how Gary always takes Howard's side blindly no matter what. You know,
yeah,
when
I
they
agree.
Were
I think that too. I always said that if Howard Stern came on the air tomorrow and says he believes in Jesus, Gary's like, you know what, Boff? I've been thinking about that.
By the way, isn't Sal talking about himself? Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Sal is the guy who sucks my balls so bad that, like, if I said tomorrow I'm becoming a Scientologist, Sal would go, I want to be a Scientologist.
Who does that more than Sal?
It's Sal. Sal doesn't, people project into other people what they are.
Well, Sal is also jealous of anybody who does manage to have a relationship with you because he has not managed to affect that.
He has nothing with
Yeah.
Dude, maybe there is a God. I think that you would go, you kind of go with...
Sal, you're the asshole who does whatever I do.
Okay, first of all, I admire you for your work.
Right.
And you should take that as a compliment.
I do.
If you were a Scientologist tomorrow, I could give a shit.
No, you would do it.
If
it meant that you could get close to me, you would switch religions tomorrow.
No.
Yeah.
You'd be right over at the celebrity center.
You're a woodwork wacko who waited.
I've never taken up chess. Never.
Believe me, you would. You would.
I've thought about it,
you
but
thought it
you don't have the mental capacity to take up chess.
I've thought about it, but you have to admit that Gary...
You can't spell. You should take that up.
I'll tell
then
you one thing.
You'll take up chess.
Gary always kisses your ass. Gary agrees with everything that you say.
No, he doesn't. We fight all the time.
No, I totally disagree with you.
You agree. This is who you are, not Gary.
No, I admire you for your
Gary
work.
and I fight all the time.
I admire you. It's totally different with me. I admire you for the man that you become, the entertainment you provided.
You would suck my asshole clean if I needed you to. You under hypnotism, you said you would blow me.
Right.
You're the guy who's that.
You wouldn't need baby wipes if Sal were around
at home.
You're
You're describing yourself.
That's not kissing
You're
your
in
ass.
love with me. You love to see what shirt I'm wearing. You notice everything I do, the clothes I wear. You're a man in love with me.
Dude, I'm committed to what you have created.
You love me.
I love
you
what
get
you
upset
created.
if I don't take you to dinner in a while.
No, that is not nice.
He knocks anybody close to you, including Beth.
Right.
Bullshit.
Oh, bullshit my ass.
You made a part of
You're
your
the guy
act.
who wants to come over in my apartment and eat pizza with me and watch
you know
television.
what? I work for you. It would be nice if you did that.
I don't
Back
want
then, I
to
needed
do
a
that.
place to stay. And, if we were working on a construction...
I would never have you over my house to stay. You're a weirdo.
I'm a weirdo because I admire what you do. If we worked on a construction site and you were my boss, they said, hey, Howard, can I stay over tonight?
Who got into the pizza
he would
fight?
say, yeah.
Who got into the pizza fight at Artie's nice party that I threw?
Well, that was
Who would that be?
That was me and Scott DePace.
No, that was you.
Okay, I instigated
You did it to Scott DePace.
I put a little dot on his head, and he threw a mound in my face.
Why do you not see that you're not the guy who could be trusted? Who's the guy who smells Mutt's daughter's panties?
All right, wait a minute. First of all...
Who's the guy?
Don't put a twist on all that shit, man.
Well, I'm not putting you in my house.
See, and then you want to know why me and Richard are pissed. We admire you. We're committed to you. Yet I come in here, and you have to fucking bring up all this stupid shit and make me look like an asshole.
Stupid shit.
All right, but maybe I do.
Who's the guy who said
why
you said about me that I'm an entity? I'm not even a human being.
Okay, what's wrong? Hey, take that as a compliment.
So you're the guy who kisses ass.
No. I'm a guy who's being truthful. A guy who kisses ass is a guy who just wants to protect.
So you mean Gary's not being truthful, but you are? If Gary agrees with me...
Of course.
Oh, come on.
Gary,
you sound
wait,
like
hold
an
on.
idiot.
No, I
You think you're the only one who works here who was a fan of Howard's for years?
I never said that. You guys are saying that I'm the ass kisser.
You and Richard, I think you're good at what you do, but the fact is you're here because you won a radio contest that we actually initiated on the air. You guys won a contest. You were listeners. You were building
what does that mean?
You won American Idol.
You won American Idol.
Howard, I'm sorry but I'm sorry, Howard, that me and Richard admire you. Is that such a bad thing? At least we're being honest.
And what is this? What does this mean? Why do you guys feel so downtrodden?
We don't feel... Well,
why do you feel like second-class
You feel very
citizens?
slighted, and you never miss a moment to tell the audience.
Get out of that, man.
I don't miss a moment. I didn't even go on the wrap-up show. I didn't even want to talk about it. Who cares?
First of all, can I tell you something?
Look, Howard, we're here. I tell you why we get downtrodden.
And what is this weird thing? Why don't you speak for yourself and stop with me?
All right, fine. I work with the fucking guy day in and day out. He's the only guy I talk to.
So much more than you.
All right, thank you.
So Richard shouldn't be included in the we. Richard's the guy who would be at my house. I would hang out with Richard.
Can I say something very quickly? Hold on.
You're the one I want.
Sal has been reprimanded more since he's been here at Sirius than every other employee I've had in the 25 years I've been here. That's a true
Sal, you don't see the difference between me asking for a porno chick's phone number, a chick who would beg to be on the show, and you telling Jon Stewart his jokes suck on his show?
I didn't tell him that.
Do you not see the fucking difference? Sal, I was right here when you said it.
I was in the green room, and I said... That joke about Washington didn't fly over well.
You told him whoever wrote that joke you should be fired.
That's true.
And you know you're a little pussy with your comedy. If one person says it's bad, you pound for 2 weeks. This fucking guy came in here as a guest, and you're telling him his show sucks. You don't see the difference between that?
I said that I was being truthful.
For a porno chick's number?
I was being truthful. I said to the guy that one joke stuck.
All right, how about to yourself, you idiot?
Yeah, why should you?
I know what happened with these. I know what happened with these two idiots.
Why
they go to these shows?
And these
fans pull him aside and go,
you
guys should have an album.
Bullshit.
You guys should put out Rod and,
what do you got, a fucking crystal ball? What do you got, a crystal ball in your fucking
stomach? I know exactly what happened.
You don't know anything about what the fans say on the road and how much I fucking stand up for you, fat fucking idiot.
You don't know
because they say that they go, how do you put up with Artie walking all over? I go, Artie's great at what he does. And I challenge anybody that I talk to off the air at those stupid comedy shows how they rip you apart, and I defend you.
What do you want to
And I know I get it too. I know I get it too on my end. I know when you go out, they say, fuck Sal's and ass.
I never even bring you up.
That's fine. But when they do bring you up, they bring you up in a negative way, and I defend your fat fucking hacky ass.
I don't care about that.
I did fucking stupid shows before Howard Stern. Nobody knew you. You sucked on Mad TV. You sucked on the Norm Show. Beer League sucks. Shit. It's fucking terrible.
Wow.
You know it. It was a flop. It went in 18 theaters. It made $250,000 in America. I could shit that out of my ass. Who are you to tell me about comedy and what people tell me off the air? You have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
You know, they got you aside and said,
and don't carry yourself. Where were you? You guys should put an album with those phone calls. Where were you for the past 10 years? You were a third-rate middle. You were in Arizona doing the wagon wheel shit.
What do you know about?
You were a stockbroker.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't carry myself like I'm the living legend of comedy.
You're a
and
dick.
you think he does.
And neither do I.
He's been milking
You're
up
a
the whiskey.
You're a weirdo, Sal. You're a weirdo.
Go to New Jersey and rip off the fans again New Year's Eve with the same act you did last year, cocksucker.
You're a weirdo. It was in Philly.
Wow.
If you want to go head-to-head, I'll go head-to-head.
Sal, everything you're saying doesn't make any sense. You're jealous, and it's oozing out of you.
I am not jealous of you. I put up with your bullshit. I always praise you, but you always got to tear me. So you want to tear me?
That's not true.
I'll tear you.
I try to pull you aside. I try to pull you aside all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I try to pull you aside all the time to help you out. We gave you $5,000 after you fell off the stage and finally got a laugh.
That was the worst amount of money. I'd rather take it from Hitler than take it from you. If I could give you that money back, I'd give it back to you.
You don't know what country Hitler was from,
you cut checks to win over the audience. Oh, you make the world aware of how generous you are because you're so insecure. Oh, I took JD to Vegas. I'm going to get him late. Oh, I cut salad checks.
It's I don't
want your monetary sympathy to win over people because you don't have the ability or the confidence to do it on your own. So fuck you.
The ability or the confidence.
You are out of
Sal,
line.
go fuck yourself, Sal. Sal, go fuck yourself. And if you want to meet me downstairs later, I will beat the shit out of you. I will beat the fucking shit out of you, and then I'll go fuck your gay kids in the ass.
Suck my dick, you asshole.
I hope your kids die of AIDS.
Wow.
That's a party.
Wow. What the hell just happened?
I don't know, but I tell you what. Sal walks in on that wrap-up show and unloads this viciousness against Artie.
Yeah.
Sometimes against me,
it's
too.
all pent
too.
up. He
Well,
sees people who have what he thinks is a better life than he
Let
has.
me put it this way.
Do you really hope all of his kids get AIDS and die?
No, not till later, much later.
You're not talking about when they're young. You're
No,
older.
like at least 25.
After gay porn.
Right. After they have to go to gay porn because their father's broke.
How much of that, what we just heard, is like...
That's the real Sal. That's the point I've been trying to make. You know, so how do you work side by side with a guy like that? I've seen that venom come out before. Not on that level, but...
But I'll put it a little more calmly. I don't hate you, Artie.
Whatever, Richard.
It just drives us nuts.
That's what?
What, are you married to him?
What drives you nuts about this?
That you're treated special.
Benji, I've been working alongside Benji and I've gotten treated way better than Benji for years.
No, let me
Have you ever had a problem with me, Benji?
Fuck you, you fucking asswipe! You barely sucks!
Let me just explain. You didn't let me finish.
Beer League, by the way, available on DVD.
You didn't let me finish, though.
Yeah.
It just upsets us a little bit when Artie says all we do is make phone calls, say the C word, and
Why
sniff
do
balls.
you dwell on what Artie says?
Because we do a lot of work. And
I never said
But am I happy with your work?
Yeah.
I am.
But it seems like Artie really puts it down.
When do I say that? When do I ever say that? That's all you do.
Well, to me, like when I said that I didn't want to do acid because I don't want to ruin my ideas, and you were like, well, what ideas?
But we all
Did any of us not fuck on you for that? That's a retarded thing to say, Richard. You said something retarded in this room where you're going to get fucked on.
I know, but it just upsets me.
I don't want to do acid. Who else says that?
Why?
I don't want to do acid because I have great ideas.
Right. But why do you
idiot?
really focus on Artie? Artie always
well,
becomes...
you've said some things
That's
too,
right.
Robin.
That's what why are you focusing
Well,
on Artie?
that just already came up yesterday, but
Robin's jealous. She wants you to focus on her.
Well,
That's right.
Robin
Yell
really...
at me.
Robin said maybe the worst thing that anybody said to me
What did she
ever
say?
in the world.
Tell me what it is because I want to top it.
I said something about dying, and Robin goes, who would care if you died anyway?
Oh, God. I really don't care if you died. Man. And I would, as a matter of fact,
×2.
who would care if you died a horrible death like scorpions ate your body?
Monty, you're on the air in West Palm, Florida.
Alex.
Thank you.
Hey, Sal has no right to berate Artie like that. I mean, regardless of what he thinks about Artie. Artie's an established, accomplished guy.
Of course.
I mean, that's like somebody like me who's only been doing stuff for a little while saying that I'm just as good or I'm good as this one. It's ridiculous. I would take Sal's job and do it for free. I would leave my wife and kids and go wait tables if I had to. These guys, you know, they're secretly, deep down inside, they're jealous of him. They want to be him.
No, they have such insecurity about their own position, and this is you too, Richard. You have such insecurity about your position. I'm thrilled with you guys. You're not treated second class.
Well, they don't hear one compliment. All they hear is the negative. Of course Artie has said good things about you. I have said good things about you. But you only hear the negative.
What, nobody else gets fucked with on this show?
I know.
What do you think? It's all a kiss ass fest? What are you talking about?
Sal said some wild things in here. Just
yeah.
I mean, that's real shit,
places
man.
he didn't need to go.
Right.
We just, it comes down to we admire you guys.
You don't admire me. You don't admire me.
But you lump yourself in with this Sal. Sal just said Beer League was shit.
Everything was shit that he did.
Do I have to bring in an episode of the Norm Show where I just shine?
I mean, he was saying that
like I walked in here going, I was God's gift to comedy. What are you kidding me? It's a direct opposite.
Do you know how hard it is? You've been around. You know how hard it is to get a shot on Mad TV?
I know.
It's almost $1 billion to 1.
Listen, that was Sal. I mean, that's not me saying it. I love the movie Elf. Artie was awesome in that.
Richard, everything that comes out of your mouth sounds dumb. You're a dummy. You're a dumb guy. Well, don't say dumb things then.
All right, is there any... I got to move on.
I don't know whether to open this up.
Shove a squirrel in your mouth.
A couple of the guys said that I should come in. They say that Richard isn't necessarily being honest in his dislike for me, which was sort of news to me.
What do you mean?
Is that true? That Richard's under the impression that I don't like him, I don't like his bits, I don't have any respect for him.
Well, he's been saying for a few days that you don't want to hear anything from him.
That's true.
No, but I think so.
Well, then have it out and say it right now.
It's not that I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear everything. Does that make more sense to you?
Gary's the producer of the show. Producers are supposed to weed shit out. In every show there is, writers pitch stuff to producers. Right. It gets accepted or not accepted.
I know, but
Get over it, you pussy.
But no,
you two are pussies.
But you don't know what goes on out there. A lot of times, I'll have something for the show. Like, okay, for instance, Gilbert Gottfried was on the other day.
Right.
Doing his Paul Lynde imitation.
Right.
Oh, my God. This is such a great example.
I have some Paul Lynde clips.
Go ahead.
That I thought would be funny, maybe for you to just play a clip, for Gilbert, to listen to.
I like that. Okay.
And you saw, but Gary told me not to put a note. Gary just kind of said, no.
I'd already played the clips. Let me finish. I had already played the clips for you. I already felt it was going to be weird because as interesting as a Paul Lynde impersonation is to us, there's a whole segment of the audience that hasn't a fucking clue.
All right, so that's it.
So Richard played it for me. I played it for you. You go... And it wasn't even the best Paul Lynde clips. They were from, some stupid Halloween special. So, so Richard's now like, he's talking about Paul Lynde. I go, but this isn't the right place. I'd have to wedge it in. Right. And I made a determination not to bog the show down.
You made the right determination.
But listen to this, though. Then later on, Gilbert started doing the impression again. I went back to Gary.
And Gary said no.
No, Gary finally said, okay, put up a note.
You know why? Because he fucking wore me down. That's my stupidity.
Those clips weren't right.
No, but that's my stupidity. I let him wear me down. I let him doubt. He made me doubt myself because he doesn't fucking stop. You are passive-aggressive to the 100th degree. You don't take no for an answer, ever. But all you know is that I am not recognizing your genius. No is never an answer for you.
But the reason I'm bringing this up is you saw the note and you said, oh, Gilbert, I got something great for you.
The clips were terrible.
No, but you didn't play it. You said, but we're out of time.
Yeah, because I knew the clip. It was that Halloween clip.
Howard heard it and said, no, this isn't even on me, but I'll take it anyway.
Matter of fact,
why can't you accept that the clip doesn't work?
Matter of fact, I did hear it, and it was lame.
But I'd like to have Howard have the option of playing it.
See, this is how he doesn't let me be.
But all I wanted to do was put up a note, and you said no.
Passive-aggressive.
You're like a 2-year-old, Richard. You sound like a baby.
Gary is pretty... Gary's 99% of the time right about what I want.
And when he's not right, he gets yelled at. This is what everyone's on the same thing.
But I feel like I get yelled at for wanting to just play
you see, Gary can't spend all morning fighting.
And Howard can't listen to absolutely everything. Gary's the filter.
When you say but,
put him there.
Richard, when you say but, what you're really saying to me is, I heard you. Now let me tell you that I didn't hear you.
But I can't just say my point, though?
But you say it over and over and over again. How many times? I probably said no to the Paul Lynde clips 5 or 6 different times. And I took him to Howard anyway to get you off my back, and it still wasn't enough.
You're not talking to Kathy.
I only asked you. I asked you once when Gilbert came in at first, but then Gilbert started doing his imitation. You guys were dying laughing.
You're not getting.
Oh God, I feel for you, man.
It wasn't a good clip.
Good.
The clip was kind of lame. It was a Halloween clip.
And it was also highly visual.
Okay, but all I wanted to do was put up a note for you to say.
It doesn't matter to you that it was not the quality of sound we want on the show.
But I'll yell at Gary if he puts up a clip and the clip sucks.
Right.
And I see that note. I got to stop and process that information. I'm in the middle of doing something with Gilbert. You got to look at it from my end. Right. And then I trust him so much that I see that note's there. I go to it, and then it sucks, and now I'm in a fucking hole. See, I can't have that. So when Gary says no, it's no. That's all. And you know what? You can revisit it maybe another time or something, or come and say, Gary, do you mind playing this for Howard after the show so maybe we can get his take on it?
And also,
but all I asked him was twice that day.
You could save yourself some time, Richard, by taking the first no and going to do something that would get on
Howard, 3 times that day, after I'd already played for you on a different day, and you said no.
Yeah, I like your enthusiasm.
But here's another example. Okay, the John the Stutterer harmonica call, which turned out that you guys loved it. It was up on your board for about 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
So about once every 4 days, I go to Gary, hey, can I play that call for Howard?
And Howard, how many times did I ask you?
So mad at me.
How many times did I ask you, were you on the fence about playing it?
4 or 5 times.
Right, so in other words, every time Richard came to me, I would play it for you again.
And I needed time to think about it.
And he needed time to think about it. So it was it. But I'm like, Richard, he's heard it. I'm aware. I asked him about it. Let it go.
And I got to tell you
But
something.
the one time I came in and asked you to listen to it,
everything's bought.
You played it right after that. You loved it, and you were like, okay, here,
Sometimes
let's play
say
it.
however instead of.
All right, listen,
but you know, you're right.
I
You,
mean,
you
I'm
should not. Don't link yourself with that fucking serial killer too, because I've seen Sal have that blow up about Nick DiPaolo, Jimmy Kimmel, Jon Stewart.
Wow.
Everybody he blows up like that for, because he's a little jealous little weasel who would not have a comedy career on any level if he didn't win a radio contest. You won a radio contest, dude. You could never have passed at a comedy club once in New York City. You made the lighting of the teeth, and you were fucking willing to work for nothing. So you got hired by a radio show. You're a fucking idiot. You're an idiot. And I want you to stay away from and the other thing is the hostility. So he was me for Halloween.
Yeah.
And the incredible, like, passive-aggressive hostility of being me, you know, the heroin needle and the fact. It's funny, but, I mean, dude, am I Sal for Halloween? I mean, come on.
No.
That just shows all he thinks about. If he's not thinking about Howard, he probably thinks about me 24/7. You're nuts. You're nuts.
He's holding up a sign that says die.
Says die.
That's brilliant.
And can I just say, Howard, that I don't.
Are you still here?
I'm done with it.
I don't hate Gary. I don't hate anybody. I love everybody on the show, and I'm sorry if I become annoying, but I'm very proud of what me and Sal do.
Okay.
And I do really get like real bummed out if our stuff doesn't get
You
played.
need to separate them. They're not good for each other.
Sal is holding up a sign, Artie, that says, please die.
Yeah, and guess what? He's on camera for the first time in his life.
All right. Thank you, Richard.
Sal, have you ever auditioned for anything? Have you ever fucking gone to a comedy club like 6 straight times and tried to pass? No.
Have you
No.
ever done that?
No, he's never done that. Of course he's never done that. Because he sucks. He's a hack. He's a hack sack. He bails after. He tells me in Detroit, I'll do 15 minutes, Art. I gave him $2,500 for coming with us to Detroit. $2,500. And I said, Sal, I need a full set out of you. I need 15 minutes. He goes, all right, I'm with the big boys now. I'm with Artie and Nick. More bullshit. He bails after 8 minutes because his first joke bombed.
First of all, I
you
told
suck.
You 10.
And 8 minutes of your stuff is about Gary's teeth. You are a loser. You're a loser.
That one joke
and I'm going to fucking knock you out. I'm going to fucking go out on the street and knock you the fuck out.
As long as you don't eat me, you fat slob, you do whatever you want.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want. I'll punch you out and then I will eat you.
Gary's teeth, but you do 20 minutes of Jeff the Drunk. You do 20 minutes of Crazy House. Where's their fucking checks? Half of your stand-up's based on whack packets.
It is not.
You do the iron
you're
sheet.
saying a lie
no,
now.
I don't. You're the one who brought this up.
How much
of
my DVD is about whack packets?
I told you I do 10 minutes. I told you I did 10 minutes. I did 8. And I
told me you do
don't
15
pay me.
minutes.
I told them
Is
don't
Levy
pay
still
me.
here? You told me.
I told them
and
don't
I paid you
pay
anyway
me.
because you're a charity case.
You're a
charity case.
A charity wouldn't ask for money.
You're a charity case.
I turned the money
I feel
down,
sorry for your
Artie.
children who are going to have to endure with the video of you putting your balls in a redneck's mouth when they're in high school. Those poor kids.
You know what? At least
while you're after Howard's retired
and
you're begging Jim Brewer to fucking suck a cock on his show.
Let me tell you something. At least I have a relationship with my children, regardless of what I do. That
I plan on talking to my kids eventually. They're in Vegas right now.
When your kids will be fucking addicted to heroin, crack, and liquor when they're born, because it's running through your fucking veins right now, you lying heroin addict.
I'll tell you what. At least my kids will be funny.
Jackass.
Your kids.
Yeah, they'll be
your
funny.
kids. I can't wait to see how funny your kids are going to be.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm really going to beat him up. And if I get fired, fine. Richard and Sal can sit here.
Well, thank you for the gift, though, Artie.
If Artie eats Sal, I'm going to check his blood sugar.
Check my hack level.
Al Rosenberg would like to chime in. He's been on the show.
Yeah.
Al used to work on our show.
You have some insight
Go ahead,
on
Al.
that?
I'm getting value for my entertainment dollar today. Let me tell you. This is why the show's the best thing anywhere, fucking anywhere.
Well, this is very real.
I feel bad.
I know it is, but it's so mesmerizing. First of all, it's obvious. Sal wants Artie's chair. He wants to sit where Artie is.
Oh, God, what the show would sound like then, man.
But that's what he doesn't realize is that Artie is a huge talent. Artie's very funny. To be funny and keep that show moving and say things that are part of it and be, it's just too much. You can't just put another guy in that chair.
Look, I've said this before. There's over 100 guys who could do what I do. But guess what? Sal ain't one of them. Sal is not one of them.
Do we have like a Rupert Pupkin situation here where Sal thinks he can be Artie?
Yes.
Well, I'm not
interested in that. And he doesn't understand why you don't see that?
I'll tell you something else. I would warn Richard that Sal's dragging him into this shit every day, and he's got to disassociate himself.
What about that, Richard, that Sal is bringing you down?
That's why I separate them.
Al Rosenberg says that, and Al knows something about show. Thank you, Al.
Sal inspires me. When we start talking about bits and stuff, as you know, everybody always says, oh, they're dumb, they just call women the C word, but Sal is a brilliant mind when it comes to putting together funny bits, and we've got.
I disagree. I think so.
Well, I mean, don't you agree?
But Sal doesn't hear when I compliment him.
Like, what other show has? Like, we have prank calls consistently, new ones every day.
I think our team right now is the best team in radio, and right now this team is the best team that's ever been on the show. You understand what I'm saying?
There you go. So there's your compliment.
There's your
First
compliment.
of all, but you have turned into a negative. With all your whining and kvetching every fucking day.
Can I say, I've never said a thing. I've held this in, and this is my fault.
Go ahead.
The thing is that I'm not jealous of Artie. I've made it clear yesterday. Hold on, Artie, please. On the wrap-up show, that you deserve to be in that chair. That you are the funniest guy. That you this stuff hasn't been brought up. That he is consistently funny. That he's an A-game player.
But you just said everything he's done in his career was horrible.
But the problem is that I did say that out of anger and pain, because every time me and Richard come in here, he says we have the mentality of fifth graders.
Oh, stop it. Everybody's true.
Okay, that's why I don't argue.
You're not understanding.
But I'm saying what happens. Me and Richard,
let me explain
Artie, I can only take so much of every day.
When you, Sal, listen to me.
Go ahead.
Richard, listen. When you come in here and do a childish prank, which is hysterical, if Artie says you guys have the brains of a fifth grader, that adds to the levity of it. In other words, you're doing a fifth-grade stunt.
And we don't look at it that way.
No, it's not a bad thing.
I know. And
when you're doing boner fights and sticking your balls in someone's face...
Or painting each other's sacks.
Do you really think that's brilliant comedy?
No,
it's not. But I'm saying it's not compared to the other shit you do. The phone calls. It's dumb. It's something. And everybody has a human reaction to it. Mine is that it's gay and gross, and I bring it up. Right. I mean, you want me to hold that in? That's not what the show is.
But that's why we get upset when Artie says that's all we do. All right. We write a lot of stuff.
Why is Artie defining who you are? Go back.
It ain't the Artie Land show, guys.
The only person who defines what you are is me, whether you work here or not.
But the thing is that I want to make it clear.
Artie's not defining you. Artie's being Artie.
I'm not jealous of Artie.
You are.
No, but
You're
I'm not
jealous of anyone who is
angry at
you don't like that Artie came to my house this summer.
No, it doesn't matter.
You can't handle
We're probably all eating at him yet.
No, it's not. Hold on, Robin, please. Listen to me.
You're having problems with your wife.
Right, that's true. I have high blood pressure. No, and the thing is that like I said yesterday,
thank you.
I made it perfectly clear how I feel about Artie, but I feel like every time I speak, he gives me a jab, and he jabs, and he jabs, and he jabs, and then you have the final blow. Right. What am I supposed to do?
It's called an argument. I mean,
I know, and
you're giving me shit too. Could I come in here and say I'm fed up with the heroin song parodies or anything else? That's not the case.
I know that, but I'm trying to.
You were crying, weren't you?
I'm trying to keep.
Were you just crying?
No, not at all. Not at all. I wouldn't cry.
Did someone catch him crying?
Yeah, somebody caught him crying.
Go ahead. Produce the tape. I wasn't crying at all. I wouldn't cry about this horse shit.
Who wrote that note?
I don't know if that note should be fired.
I don't know if your kid's die of AIDS. I'll take that back. But everything else, go fuck yourself.
Benji, go ahead.
Well, Ronnie signaled to me that Sal's crying, and I verified with Ronnie.
He looks like he's crying.
Yeah.
So
another great bit by Ronnie.
No, he looks like he's crying. Look at him.
But the thing is
Why are you making fun of Ronnie, man?
All right, I got to move on with my show.
I
want to go home at some point.
We're team players, and we support everything that you guys do.
Thank you.
And Ronnie has a job to do. Ronnie's head of security. Is it right to fucking jab him? You're jabbing me. You guys are little faggots. Take what you dish out. Or get the fuck out of here.
We did.
No, you don't.
I gave it back to you.
You get genuinely mad. Ronnie has a job to do. That's why he's here. So you fuck with him every 2 seconds. Is that a different than me fucking with you?
No.
It isn't. It isn't.
But a lot of times,
take what you give out.
A lot of times what you say about us is sincere and mean-spirited.
Oh, like it's not sincere what you say about Ronnie? Give me a fucking break.
We break
Sal, how was Beer League?
Beer League was okay.
And now it's okay. So it moved up from being the biggest piece of shit.
Well, again, like Artie said, it's an argument. It's an argument.
Where are you at?
I'm at where I played a wrap-up show yesterday. That's where I'm at. I said Artie deserves to be there. He's the funniest guy in the show, and he holds up 5 hours a day.
That's not all you said, though.
Yeah, and then I was asked by you guys, what's the comparisons, and I gave it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I gave an answer to what I was asked.
And I walked into this show 7 years ago saying, hey, look, I'm Bill Murray, Howard, and I don't, you better fucking watch how you treat me.
Because you have confidence as a comedian, it disturbs Sal. He thinks that's arrogance. It's not arrogance, Sal.
It doesn't disturb me. What disturbs me is that we work together as a team, and sometimes we feel like we're getting jabbed by the guy instead of, we help each other out.
Thank you.
I'd always help Artie. Artie's helped me, but we feel like he constantly jabs us.
So what's the problem?
We feel like lately that you constantly just dig at us. And we
All right,
take
Dave, you're on the air in Boston.
What is the show about? It's the Howard Stern show.
Yes, Dave.
Hey, thanks, Howard. It's Dump Truck. I really think you've got a budding personnel issue going on here. I mean, the thing about Artie is that, Artie is bulletproof when it comes to fucking with him, criticism, and that's the genius of Artie. He can take shots, and he can turn it into something funny without making it personal on the person taking digs on him. And, Sal, there's a lot of immaturity there that has to happen, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe these guys feel they should get their own radio show.
No, not at all.
Well,
we've been asked that, and we don't want. The only person we want to work for is you.
We don't want to be in radio if you retire.
People said in 3 years of our release, would you work for Bubba or Pharrell? We love those guys, but we don't want to do it.
But that's dumb. Your kids don't want to hear that. What are you talking about? You should want to work more.
Joe, you're on the air.
Hey, Sal, you're fucking stupid. You get paid. You're so fucking ungrateful.
How am I ungrateful?
You're ungrateful fucking, all you get on your fucking gigs and all your fucking jobs, and you fucking put food on your fucking table, and you're all that fucking acting stupid.
First of all, Artie doesn't employ me, you stupid douchebag. He puts me on his shows
Steve,
and he pays me.
You don't need to insult my audience. Steve, go ahead. You're on the air.
Howard.
Yes.
Yeah, listen, I think Sal needs to take a time out, smoke a fat joint, relax. He's got a lot going on in his life. Listen, Sal.
Yeah, he's off the chart.
We all need that.
Maybe you're right. Give Artie more respect than that. Artie is the man. He's done so much before Howard Stern. And Artie, I'm the one who called you last week and told you should have bust a cap in Sal's ass. But Sal just needs a little time out.
All right, thank you, Steve. Okay, final comment from Anne Marie. Then I must get to John Hine and Robin. Please help me get through this. Yes, Anne Marie, go ahead.
Hey, Howard.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you.
Why don't you give Artie a cupcake? I think he's got a sugar low. He's arguing with everybody all day.
It's a tough day for Artie. That's true. I think he's all on the edge.
He could be irritable because of the food thing.
He's usually, you know what? He's very feisty today. He's hungry.
It's like you're poking a bear.
As Crackhead Bob would say, I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
I do work closely with these guys, and it makes me question. I don't want to work with people who don't like me.
Right.
No, and just for the record, I'm not singling out Artie. Robin has been a lot meaner to me than Artie ever has.
Chris, you're on the air.
I'm just going by what I heard on the wrap-up show.
Yes, Chris, you're on the air.
And I applaud Robin for that. I'm jealous of her for that.
Allow Chris to have a word, and then we can move on. Yes.
But he doesn't write any songs about me.
I'm sorry. 1 second. One at a time. Chris, go
Robin,
ahead.
shut up.
Yeah. Chris, go ahead.
This is hands down our greatest radio I've heard in a long time from the show. This is you guys got to do this every month.
Well, these things can't be fabricated. They've got to be real. Martin, you're on the air in Surprise, Arizona.
Hey, Artie, you ought to go fuck his wife. That's what you ought to go do, Artie, that piece of shit.
No, I don't want to punish that woman. She's been through enough.
Oh, my God. Howard, really, fire that fucker, now.
Well, that
hey,
is not
he's fighting with Artie. He's not fighting with Howard.
That's right.
Robin, I love you, and I want to suck your tits. Thank you.
Howard.
Richard, why don't you get it all out? Talk about how you're pissed off at Robin for not returning your DVDs.
Yeah, I loaned you...
I'm keeping them forever.
Oh, my God, I loaned them to you in 2004
I
at
have
K-Rock.
something of yours.
Oh, and then another thing she did, I gave her, I wrote this horror movie script right away. I give it to her right away. She goes to you, she was like, oh, I threw it in the trash. And you said, the first thing you said when you heard about it, you was like, oh, it must be horrible.
Of course. Adam, you're on the air.
It's a horror movie. It was horrible.
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
First, congratulations. You're the master at tweaking. This is another masterpiece of yours.
Yes. I had nothing to do with it.
Number two, I got to defend Sal and Richard a little bit. I think Artie sleeping on the air is probably the last straw.
Yeah, well, it was something that happened organically while we were working, and I thought it was funny material. Artie doesn't claim that was his best material. It wasn't material.
I don't have a defense for that. But the truth is, if Howard couldn't make it funny, then I'd get really reprimanded. This is not a normal job, sir. You got to admit that.
All right. I would like to top this all off with the Paul Lynde clips. All right, thank you, boys.
That would be awesome.
The one thing here, though, that we missed was that, when he was screaming that Artie gets to go and approach the guests, and he can't.
Right.
We went through this already, Robin.
I think it was Will who said, don't you think Howard trusts Artie and Artie's judgment, and Artie's going to make something funny out of it, and he doesn't trust you, Sal?
Right. That point is taken. I understand.
All right, thank you. Good.
Big thing that came over the wrap-up show yesterday, just as a post.
Oh, please, you're killing me. I got to get out of here. I'm so late.
10:30. Listen to today's wrap-up show. I'll bring it up again.
Bring it up again. What is the thing?
Matter of fact, though, I was reprimanded when I was working here for about a year. This is a perfect example. And I asked David Wells for his autograph, and Howard gave me shit about it. That's it. And you know what? It never happened again. That's how you operate it.
Gary, what did you want to say?
The guys were pointing out that Craig Gass was sitting in the Jackie chair and fell asleep, and you got mad at him. And I said the difference is Artie's been here for 6 years, and this was a guy attempting to get a job. There's an enormous difference.
Of course.
When you're trying out for a job, you don't fall asleep.
Yeah, the enormous difference is Artie is enormous.
Craig Gass with Artie. All right, thank you.
Believe me, that first 6 months I would not have fallen asleep.